Hi, everybody. Welcome to FNS Wrestling Podcast, episode 305, back down in the basement with my son and co-host to talk about another week of professional wrestling. We'll talk about AEW Dynamite, NXT. Main roster usually comes up in some capacity, negatively, generally. If that's not what you're looking for, this might not be the place. News, rumors, some trivia, and we will actually add to the regular rotation. We're going to preview and make predictions for AEW Double or Nothing.
And then fast track to New York, right? That's what you want to do?
And then fast track to New York. We just checked out ticket prices for that show. What did I say? Like 400 and something for floors, American, and I think 150 something for.
It's a sizable venue, I believe.
Decent size, not very big, based on how many sections and stuff there are, right? Like it's not like a big hockey arena.
Stadium though.
Yeah, but it's not like it's the ACC or anything here,
I
where
guess.
there's like 300 section, right? There's like, anyways, it looks decent size. I don't think it's anything humongous, but so we'll make predictions for that. A card that I'm very excited about. Several matches on there,
as usual,
for sure. So we'll get to that. I don't know. Usually there's timestamps I always like to point out. So if you want to skip to anything, go right ahead. Anything you want to discuss. You had a productive weekend last weekend. You're making the most of being back from. It's great being a first-year university student and you're done school in April when you're used to being
rub
done.
It in everybody's stupid faces.
Right. So you had a bunch of people over on Saturday, Sunday. It was a long weekend here in Canada last weekend.
Nate had friends over on Sunday. Then I had like the brothers
on
of
Monday.
said friends on Sunday. Then Monday I had people over again.
Oh, right. So yeah, you're doing and then your friends, out-of-town friends are coming this weekend.
Star Wars movie.
Right.
For the first time in 6.5 years.
So you're going with the boys to see that? Is it all three of them?
I believe so. We're all
nice.
doing it.
So that means you'll be around, probably not at our house that much, right? But sometimes.
No, maybe for the pool, but I don't know. We'll see how my ears handle it since that already caused me issues.
Your ears, my eyes, it's tough.
My mom was able to fix it pretty quick, so that's nice. But
and I have some sort of allergic.
It was gross.
Reaction to.
My ears be gross,
Yeah. And then I'm having problems, a reaction to sunscreen I used today because I was outside all day.
I'll take a closer picture and we can post that in the.
And my eyes. That's why I'm glad we're doing in person because this camera angle.
Camera for like a minute.
But so my eyes just basically run, and then it would be better if I would just let them run. But letting tears stream down your face isn't the best look, so you end up wiping it, and then it's super sensitive, and then it looks like kids were like, "Do you have a black eye? Like, what's wrong with your eyes?" I'm like, "Nope, just my certain sunscreens just hit me wrong, and I have no rhyme or reason."
You got hit in the face with a jet ski. That's usually good if you get hit with a black eye. You know, like Hogan WrestleMania 9.
Oh right, I was like, "What is that a reference to?" That can't be a random poll. That's got to be something. Damn it! You just ruined my trivia segment for today.
Is it Hogan?
It was mysterious injuries. No, no Hogan trivia.
Like how Grande Americano is just.
Yeah,
pulled from AAA.
Disappeared. No report on why, but and I don't know. Your brother doesn't have basketball this weekend, which means I can do whatever this weekend. I'm thinking maybe. I know this sounds exciting. Adulting. Hitting IKEA with your mom. She'll be up for that.
I want IKEA food.
Well, you're busy, and that way we can get. You're saying you need
food.
No. Curtains.
Oh yeah.
You are not a fan of the sun in the morning.
It's not. I mean, I put my blanket over my face today, and that worked pretty decently.
Yeah. Well, I put that blackout stuff in your brother's windows, and it's like dark.
But that's because he also doesn't have like a view.
He has a view of a brick wall 8 feet away.
I got like probably in terms of bedrooms, I probably had the best view in the house.
You're the older one, so we gave you the bigger room when you were a toddler. He didn't know what was going on. He was a newborn.
True. And it paid off because I have too much stuff.
You do have too much stuff. You're a collector of things. Yes.
Collector of things.
Collector of collections is how I describe you to other people. He collects collections.
Hey, even when I was a kid, you that's your fault.
It's my fault.
It's also Char's fault.
Yes. Monster trucks, cars, etc.
Wrestling figures, Star Wars.
Lego, all of it. Anything. Thomas the Train.
Pokemon for a time.
Pokemon, yeah. Which is back around. Your brother's been looking for where's all the good ones? He wants to sell them, I think.
I have my good ones.
Yeah, he doesn't know where. You were always a little more organized.
I know exactly where mine are.
I know. I figured you would. He doesn't. You're him.
I have a binder on my bookshelf in my room. That's all my good ones. And then we have like some of the big cards and like the worthless cards down here.
Yeah.
I know where they are.
He does not.
I probably even know how to find your decks.
I know where my deck is.
It's in like the brown things.
Yeah.
In the main.
Your brother went through all those though. He can't find his. He needs to find his binders. That's the problem. That's where you guys kept better ones.
I because we had like the big binders, but now I have like a smaller binder, and I have like all my good ones there. I would be curious to see how they sell, because I don't really need them. So if I could actually maybe I should look into that, since I know where my cards are.
Yes, and then he'll maybe find his. But
I'm gonna somehow set a reminder for myself.
There you go. Well, you won't.
No. Maybe.
If I remember to remind you, I'll remind you. All right.
If I remember to remind you, okay.
If it's said out loud, I'm better at remembering.
That's true.
I don't know why that works for me.
You usually say things to me and then I forget them because they're not important to me.
But
and
because
then
I said it,
then you remember.
I remember.
So it's still a success, and I'm still useful.
Very, very smart.
I'm still useful. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
In that regard, I'm useful, even though I contribute nothing.
There you go. A useful fit person that contributes nothing in that.
Useful by no fault of my own.
That's right. Yeah, you're like, I could do the same to an inanimate object, and it would probably.
You could just like talk to a plant or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
but the fact that I said it out loud helps me lock it in.
Right.
All right. Let's talk about wrestling, I guess.
Yeah.
Here it comes. It's the week's wrestling news and rumors. I guess the most notable news item might be the most current one, which was Ludwig Kaiser was arrested.
And somehow Americano's factored into this.
A misdemeanor battery charge following an incident in Orlando last month. And this is I told you I wanted the exact wording. He was behaving in an, quote, uncontrollably intimate, unquote, manner in an elevator, and someone else asked him, according to their version, or the version, right, please have some manners. And the claim is Kaiser immediately punched him, shoved him to the ground, and threatened him further. So his actual name is Marcel Bartele, which is how we first knew him.
Him and then Eichner, who's in TNA now.
Right. Yeah, Eichner signed with TNA. So he turned himself in on May 20th, and he's out on $1,000 bond. And I know he was trying to get some sort of whatever so that he can still work, basically, while he's out on bond. But
right.
Unrelated to that, what were you saying about El Grande?
You were telling me for some reason that El Grande Americano got pulled from AAA.
And it was a show like he was like about him or something. I don't know, featuring.
Okay. Maybe it's like a signing or something.
And there's no reason.
And then, I saw like this article on the Cultaholic. They worded it as Ludwig Kaiser / El Grande Americano arrested. So it makes me think that El Grande Americano also had a battery thing.
Or he's an accomplice.
He could be an accomplice, or maybe he did himself. So
curious.
That's interesting.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Yeah. I don't know,
so does that count as your real story, and it's my turn again, or is it your turn?
No, that's not.
Because that was a bit. That was a bit.
I only have two.
Go ahead.
I got one is that Baron Corbin's expected to come back to WWE.
I did have that as well.
He said to have finished up his dates with MLW and any Indies. I'm happy to see him back. I like him. He's a solid hand. But he's supposed to return as part of Danhausen bullshit. So
of course, that's because he's that guy that will do anything and do it pretty well.
Hey, as long as he gets a payday, he's a underrated dude. I think.
I was just gonna say, I think we're bigger fans of him than.
Yeah, I was low key a fan of Lone Wolf Corbin when I was like starting to watch wrestling back when he had like the long hair.
And he's a good fit for them. Like, he has a cool move set that.
He's got one of probably my favorite finishers. End of Days is awesome,
and it's not
Deep
like
Six is cool.
He's amazing in ring, but he has a cool move set.
Yeah, he's got some solid stuff.
He has the size they want.
Yeah,
he'll do whatever, right? And he'll try really hard.
He has decent promos too, and his
NXT run I remember liking.
Yeah, the one with Breaker. Yeah. Like his second NXT run, right?
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
And then I think Constable Corbin sucked, but I don't think that's his fault either.
No, they gave him garbage.
I think they just gave him a garbage character.
And he tried hard with everything.
I don't think Constable Corbin sucked, but I think
Corbin.
Bum Corbin was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. I thought Happy Corbin was stupid. But again, I don't think it's his fault. I think
he's not pitching that.
I do think that's the reason why so many people discredit him is because he was Constable Corbin for a while and it sucked. And even King Corbin was boring. But again, these are not faults of him.
No, I agree.
But I'd like to see him back. I can't say the same for a different return, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah, I remember what that one was. So this feels like a rumor because I doubt that it's true. Reports, quote unquote, of WWE focusing on their tag division.
No, they're not.
You knew where I was going with it.
Yeah.
So
also, furthermore, I'd like to add on that the initial report was that they're hiring outside tag teams,
and now they're not. Right. They want
which I'm not surprised.
Create
they want to
them from within.
Either NXT teams are going to focus on Kate Wilson and The Miz.
Well,
teams like that.
Because hiring people involves them spending more money, and that's not what
which is literally the opposite of what they just tried to do.
They just got rid of established tag teams too.
So yeah,
One, they wanted to cut their pay by half by
And-
most accounts, and one they just let go.
it bothers me that that's one of the teams they would focus on. Because I mean, this is a nice. Like, I do think Miz hate is kind of forced. Like, Miz is good for that company, and hey, I will say 2016 Intercontinental Champion Miz was awesome.
For that company, he's great.
There was a time where Miz was good.
Yeah, there was.
But now it's like he doesn't really do anything important. And I feel like being teamed with him is a death sentence. So it's no indictment on his abilities. I think he's a solid, again, like Corbin. I think he's solid in the ring. And
He was
honestly,
their
his
MJF
character
for a
work,
bit.
his character work is really good.
It is.
Especially again, like maybe it's a little nostalgia, but like when I started watching wrestling, Miz was one of their best heels.
Yes.
I don't like Kit Wilson team with him feels like a death sentence for him. And
Yeah.
like it just bothers me because like Kit Wilson was so over at the beginning of the year, and then
But he got over on his own. You can't do that.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was Danhausen.
Yeah,
Now that's
yeah.
the hot thing they want to focus on, and it's come at the cost of someone like Kit Wilson. Where like Kit Wilson, I feel like the reason like I thought I liked him much more than Danhausen because like he was comedic, but he wasn't like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like he's just like he's so entrenched in this toxic masculinity character, and like yeah, he got his ass beat, but again, he was entertaining.
Yes.
And like I don't know, he was mostly just an entrance, but now I don't even get to see that entrance most of the time. And it's like I don't know, I'd rather him not team with Miz. I'd rather him do like enhancement jobs. If I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Just because like at least I'd rather him just do his own things. I feel like now the toxic masculinity character doesn't work alongside someone like The Miz, who would strike me as his character would strike me more as a toxic masculinity guy than not. I'm not saying his character is like
that makes sense.
a toxic male, but like if we're gonna put him into one of two camps, he feels like a person Kit Wilson would not like.
There's definitely been times in Miz's career where he
is
the opposite of what
so like
Kit
it just
Wilson would like.
But yeah, I don't buy that they're focused on tech. Like that's just
Me
not
either.
they don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's why like I really hope Machine Guns and even New Day, which I've seen a lot, like apparently the reports are a lot of people in AEW want them there as well.
course.
I want to see New Day and Machine Guns there because I think it'd be really cool.
Mhm.
And where else are you gonna go?
Yeah. Can I springboard off of your
Go.
Danhausen mention there?
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
I know this.
Khan and Triple H are very happy with Danhausen.
Yeah.
Of course, he apparently is in the top 5 merch selling right now.
I
within the
saw he was
company.
number 2.
And they don't care about wrestling. He doesn't really.
He doesn't really wrestle.
really
He
need
does
to
comedy
wrestle.
matches.
And so,
Which again bothers me because Kit Wilson lost to him.
and so they're obviously super happy with him, which I am not a Danhausen guy at all, even in AEW. It's not like I was never.
There were some times in AEW where I was kind of okay with it,
He's
but
fine.
it wore thin for me pretty
Yes.
quick.
And he's going to get overexposed in WWE, at least for us. Like if there's an alternate universe where we're
we
watching
do
it,
actually watch them regularly.
even
yeah.
if we did like it, they're gonna push it to the point where we would.
I
tire.
think everyone's gonna reach that point eventually. I think most
I'm
people are
not
gonna
sure.
reach that point eventually, because they're gonna milk it. I think eventually they're gonna milk it too much, and it'll be like,
yes, but
and I think it'll be too much of the same shtick long enough. Where like, okay, I could see it like always being popular with kids and like certain crowds,
even
but
the
like,
super fed people that will just never admit there's something they don't like
Yeah.
about it.
But that
We'll
I
just-
feel like they might even wear thin. Then it'll just be like a kid's kind of like how New Day. It's like people got tired of that character,
Yeah.
but like the kids always liked it, or like
Mhm.
even Babyface Roman, that kind of thing.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't like. I
But
hate
good
it.
for Danhausen.
I've been
whatever.
hating it since he came to WWE. I didn't miss him in AEW.
Yeah,
He always felt like an odd fit there.
Yeah,
like
I
they,
think so
they
too.
struggled to use him, and I can't blame them.
he fits WWE way better for sure. Like I'm not surprised that he's
No.
there and doing well, and good for him.
Yeah, I
It's
guess
just not my cup of tea.
No,
It's not the humor I want in wrestling.
I agree.
But
Enzo More has reportedly been spotted back at the Performance Center and is in talks for a return to, I think, NXT. I think it's odd given the nature of his release, but given that Brock Lesnar is here and also, again, not retired.
yeah,
Um,
told you. What
Can
did I
we-
say? It's him and
I'm
Gunther
not surprised.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. But nothing's surprising me with them anymore. Like, they'll bring back anybody pretty much.
And what did you say it's kind of coinciding with? too?
I said, and I think other people noticed this too, the timing's interesting given that Big Bill's AEW deal seems to be up.
Right.
And they need tag teams. Again, I think it's strange that they would hire outside people, but
And say what you will about their character or whatever. I don't really have a problem with Big Bill anymore.
no.
But
I
they
did love that team.
They are a draw.
That was...
And they don't
like-
have to be great in ring, which Enzo is not. And Big Bill's
I think Cass is solid. I like
for
him.
for a dude his size, he's totally fine.
Yeah. I like
But they're-
that's some hardcore nostalgia for me because they were like right at my time when I started watching, but
They were a really good act
they were
for a while.
they could have been this like the modern New Age Outlaws just
Yeah.
with how their entrance was.
Yes.
It's It is baffling to me that WWE never capitalized on that before.
It feels like Enzo's ego got in the way, though.
Maybe. But but WWE also split them beforehand, and then like Enzo was in the cruise. I will never get over the fact that, so one, they also split that team too early.
Yeah.
Two,
they did. They shouldn't be split, period.
Enzo beat Pac.
I know, that's nuts.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
That, you're king of the cruiserweights
I know.
too.
I love that. It's one of my
King of the cruiserweights
faves.
was awesome.
It was awesome.
That's it for me. I only had really the two major ones.
That was it for me. I had a few, but I think we had a couple of similar of the same ones. So I think that's it for news for me too. So now we'll move into talking about not just AEW Dynamite as usual, but we'll also, once we're done talking Dynamite, I think we'll just do all our AEW in one shot. So we'll make our predictions for Double or Nothing right after that. But that's coming up now. It's AEW Dynamite and other AEW stuff right now. So we are on a streak of watching Dynamite live, right?
Our TV threatened to.
Yeah, we had some issues that got resolved ahead of just before it started.
Also worth noting, they did the Super episode again.
Yeah.
We didn't watch the Collision part.
We did not watch the Super part.
I will say this one was. I didn't even hear what happened. Me neither. It was fine, I think.
Yeah.
But I just mean, like, last time they did the Super episode was the one that we really didn't like. So I think this one definitely was better.
I agree.
That
was very down.
At least
on
there's
that.
that.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yes.
So at least there's that. There's no weird, like, Brian Keith match on here, or like.
Right. Oh, right.
That was the one that really bothered me. You know?
Yeah.
That I'm like, why?
That was not a good show.
No. Anyways, we kick off with something I wish was on Collision, because it's Jericho. Jericho and the Bucks. They're outside somewhere. Who cares? I don't care where they were. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend to know or care. Matt hypes up their trios match tonight, and they're also in Stadium Stampede. I don't know if you knew that. There's a lot of people, and there's too many people.
A lot of people.
Matt talks about their history with Jericho. Nick mentions their feud with the Inner Circle at the beginning of AEW and the first Stadium Stampede. Jericho does, but then doesn't apologize for beating up their dad.
Right.
He's like, I'm sorry, but he deserved it.
And they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's excited to team with them. They argue over their trio's name. They say Bucks of Jericho. Sure. Then he says Y2 Jackson. Then they're like, let's use both names. It was stupid. I just wrote no thanks. I'm going to say, because I wrote this in like my little, sometimes I have notes pre-match.
Yep.
One of my pre-match notes was just, but I don't like Bucks teaming with Jericho, given the history they mentioned, because there's also, so first off, there's the Elite Inner Circle feud of early AEW, obviously. And then also remember that one feud where Jericho and Omega were like the Golden Jets for some reason?
Yes.
Remember they had the match with the Bucks?
Yep.
For like the tag title shot. And
there
remember
was
the
talk
Bucks
that
like freaked out after they lost?
Yeah. And they were going to be a team and whatever. And then it didn't.
Yeah. And then that was when I think diverticulious thankfully got
maybe
in the
that's
way.
what it was.
I remember. Because then Guevara randomly reunited with Jericho. Remember? Because he was in the Callis fame. And then, okay, I'm getting off track. Anyways, there's a lot of history with them feuding, and like it usually, I feel like AEW does a good job of like rationalizing why people who used to feud are teaming. Like Hangman and Swerve this year, fantastic.
Yeah. You're really validating what I was gonna say, so this is great. Okay.
There's like a lot of examples where that works, right? That's the best one I can think of right now. But I know there's a lot of times where I'm like even Perry team with the Bucks again. That worked better for me.
Yes.
Omega team with Perry. They had some segments where Omega was hesitant, then they worked like that was fine. Omega and Ospreay team together. That was fine as well. Like there's a lot of instances where this works and I'm fine with it. It's just this one, it feels like they're not doing that legwork. It's just like, hey, we're all baby faces. Let's team together.
Not only that, but I think you would agree, I am the resident forgetter of things, especially wrestling.
Yes.
It's like it's on a white. It's like
Which is funny because you like it so much.
I know, but it's like they write the wrestling show on a whiteboard, and then when next week's comes, we wipe it off, and it's like that's how much space.
And like sometimes there's like faint smudges of what used to be there, so that's what you remember.
So as the person who forgets things, not only did they not explain why they're together, they reminded me why they shouldn't be. So I thought like it was poorly played for me because I'm like, oh yeah, they shouldn't really.
I thought it was just not a good segment either because like it just felt like the energy was weird and I just hate Jericho.
And then the trying to pick a name was just corny.
That was stupid.
And forced.
That was stupid. Like, that just felt so dumb to me. And like the MJF bald bit at the beginning of the last week was stupid too, but that was funny. This wasn't funny.
Even somebody like the Bucks are not immune to the Jericho chafe.
It's the Jericho chafe. It is.
He's in this, and we're like, it doesn't. If they went out of their way to, like, I would get annoyed that WWE would like just not mention their history and or gloss over it, but they're going out of their way to say, yes, here's the terrible thing.
Here's the thing too: is not only did they mention the history that why they shouldn't team together, they also like didn't have them actually smooth it over. Like if they mentioned that history and then Jericho's like he could say
he's not.
He could like have a kayfabe mention, like, because obviously in real life it's him reinventing himself. He's two characters. He could talk about he's a changed guy, and like he could actually apologize for beating up their dad, but then he just like did a half-measured joke apology.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
and they're like, cool, bud, let's go to war.
Like, let's do this big violent match for a feud that they don't need to do. I literally mentioned this to you, like, okay, so they're mini feuding with the Dogs because the Dogs are in this match because they're mad at the Bucks. Right? Remember last week?
Yep.
The Bucks and the Dogs could be a match.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally said that last week. I was like, give me the Bucks versus Finlay and Connors in a tag match, and I'm there for it. I would like that.
And
that would be good.
Cut this back to 5s because I'm nervous about the 7-on-7.
Or don't give me this match. We don't need Anarchy in the Arena Stadium Stampede every year if it doesn't make sense.
I agree.
Like, or if we were gonna do this, why couldn't it be Don Callis family against somebody? Like Don Callis family and Conglomeration. Why not do that?
It's like WWE when they felt the need to force Hell in a Cell matches and stuff.
Or Survivor or War Games now. Honestly, War Games.
Yes.
Right. Like I would say definitely Hell in a Cell because some of them say they would do 3. But like imagine Don Callis family like, okay, let's say Takeshi and Okada occupied, then you could get like Volador from CMLL is in the Callis family. He could be like a cameo appearance and like. Just what, like, if you're gonna do this, do the faction like this. The Stadium Stampede match pisses me off this year because it makes no sense.
Match could be fun.
There's so
build is bad.
It's I don't know. Anyways, it's a bit of a preview because it's Jericho and the Bucks. It's
heavy dose of Jericho.
Whichever I was like, oh good. I was worried I wouldn't see Jericho twice at the beginning of the show.
But it's like when you've got your dinner and like. The meat looks delicious and the side potatoes, whatever, look delicious. And there's that vegetable you just don't like. So you just eat it right away so that you can just enjoy the rest of your meal.
I thought you were going to say it's like getting your dinner, but then your dessert's right there too. And you have to eat it all at once. And then you get too full.
It's that like, I don't like this one thing on the plate.
That is usually my strategy.
So I'm going to get it out of the way.
However,
and enjoy it.
I don't like it in practice here.
So that's what we're doing.
So it's Jericho and the Bucks against Andrade, Ricochet, and Dunkzilla.
That's it.
My other pre-match note was one of the reasons I'm not looking forward to this match. And why do you think that might be? What do they usually do in these big faction matches every year? What's something that they do in these matches?
What's something that they do?
Yeah.
Crowd brawling? No.
Yes, well, kind of. But what's usually happening during the crowd brawling? What do you usually hear?
The music.
Exactly.
The song.
So I'm very nervous that we're going to have to listen to Judas on repeat.
Oh, man, you're right. Why would you even put that in the universe?
Because it's going to happen.
Well, now it is. It's going to be your fault.
Remember last year's Bodies on the Floor and everyone got up in arms about that?
Yeah.
I just rewatched the 2023 Anarchy in the Ring because that was the Blackpool Elite one, which I really liked.
Yeah.
That was the one where they played with, it was a live version of Wild Thing.
Yes.
Or like, I remember them playing music. I think there was Final Countdown one of the times. Maybe that was 2024. One of the times they did that, right? Like, I don't know. So. They've just done that. Or like Mile High Madness this year was kind of like that. And they played Tarzan Boy over. And that was really fun. But like, I don't want to listen to Judas.
And the crowd has to sing it all the time too.
They just sing over and over and over. Like,
yeah, but Judas doesn't play. The crowd just sings it for like 5 minutes.
Better. I guess. That is better. Or like, if it was just a better song, like. If it was Copeland's theme song playing over and over, I would think it's fun. If it's Tarzan Boy, I think it's fun. Ciampa, Bang Bang Gang, Fletcher, Hangman, Darby Allin's theme song is sick. Swerve's old one, not this one. Even MJF's I think would be kind of funny. I don't like, just not Judas.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, just don't. No, thank you. I don't want it.
So much Jericho.
Or like the Bucks theme song, like. Because I know what's going to happen, too. The heels are going to come out, and the babyfaces do, like, because we're going to have, like, 16 entrances for this match somehow. Like, and then you're going to have, for the babyfaces, like, Hurt Syndicate will come out. Or, like, literally, okay, Hurt Syndicate's theme song. Let's fight to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, or Omega's theme song. I love Omega's theme song. Literally not Jericho's theme song, but I know how it's gonna go. The Elite are gonna come out. Hopefully they use Carry On Wayward Son or use the Elite theme song. But like, remember when they came back to the Elite theme song earlier this year? The Being the
It
Elite theme
just
song.
amazes me how much thought you put into theme songs when I'm like,
They came out to the BTE theme song for a second. Remember, I was mad because they didn't use it for the full entrance.
sure.
Like they could
You get mad about theme songs.
use
That
that
is true.
song.
True.
Come out to Kate Wilson's theme song for all I care. But I know how it's gonna happen. The Hurt Syndicate are gonna come. Because hold on. I need to remember who's all in this match because that's actually struggling for me for a second. So Perry's in this match. We could do Tarzan Boy again. I don't care if we were, but like Perry's gonna come out. Hurt Syndic's gonna come out. The Elite are gonna come out. Jericho's gonna come out last. I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, of course he is.
I know what's gonna happen. Glitter Pants is gonna come out last, and I'm gonna have to listen to Judas 6 times at least.
Wow, his theme and his ring gear, which are
I
two
hate
of
his
your
pants. Like he was wearing them
joys in
again
life.
here too, and like okay. Speaking of gear, last thing before I actually get to them, I think I'm just avoiding it. But remember commentary mentioned they had matching ring jackets.
Yeah.
And on the back it was the whole trio's name dilemma. Why? Why did we make that a thing to put on the jacket? Like
Jericho's reinvented himself. Okay, how dare you?
you see, I forget. It was I saw some interview by him where he was like talking about the decision to rebrand without his first name, and he was like comparing it to like a self-titled album or whatever. He's talking about something about like Metallica's album like that. Like
yeah.
I was like, that's so stupid. That's as stupid as when Copeland tried to be Cope.
Yeah, I refuse. I still refuse.
I never called him Cope.
No,
that was stupid. I still think he should have done the Copeland challenge, but
no,
whatever. Anyways. Andrade takes a selfie with two women and gets chopped by Jericho when he turns around. I thought this is the one time where that selfie thing kind of made Andrade look stupid because, like, I think he slid out of the ring when Jericho was still, like, he hadn't taken Jericho out to do the selfie spot. So I thought it made him look kind of stupid to do it. Like, why wouldn't you? Usually I feel like he picks better times to do it. And it's like, okay, you're not in any danger. But then it just made him look kind of stupid.
And I was telling you, my first note says, since Jericho can't do much anymore, commentary assure us that his chops are devastating.
Yeah, I feel like I mentioned it to you out loud at some point.
After I wrote that,
like, Jericho wasn't he can't do much anymore.
About 3 minutes after I typed that, you were like, I feel like he doesn't really do much. He doesn't.
Which is like how we felt with Jarrett's matches, right? He doesn't do much. It's a lot of basic old man offense, and Jericho's gained that point. I feel like even last time we saw him before he returned, we weren't a fan of his in-ring work anyways. But now it feels even more apparent.
It's like you regress back to being a brand new wrestler where you just know how to like kick, punch, Irish whip, like basic
but with
stuff.
the stamina of an old man.
Yeah.
The Bucks hit Andrade with risky business with like a fist drop from Jericho thrown in there. So, old man dive to the pile from Jericho where he's just like basically falling off.
It's a fall. It's like Sting. It's very Sting-esque.
Yeah, the old man Sting dive.
Yeah. I mean, good for you, but you just fall.
I'd rather see you do nothing than do that. Or like Shotzi would do that. Shotzi did that a lot. Jericho hot tag. So we get all the babyfaces doing crowd count punches kind of in stereo.
It was super weird.
It was really out of sync.
At first, it felt like they were trying to go immediately after each other.
I thought that's what they were going for,
then
right?
it felt like they were trying to do it at the same time, and then Jericho just stopped, and the other two were still doing stuff.
Which I'm glad he stopped, because his punches to Andrade look stupid. And then like slow and brutal and made Andrade look like an idiot.
Yeah, and then they had to stop and
like Jericho's like hitting. He's just like it looked terrible. I had a lot of issues with Jericho in this match, I'm not gonna lie. Super kicks for all the heels. Andrade eats a destroyer from Nick, then a BT trigger for 2. Ricochet breaks the pin with a Rico Salt. Jericho hits Ricochet with a back suplex through the Timekeeper's tables. Like there was 2 for some reason.
Yeah.
Which I was like, because they're on this equipment box outside the Timekeeper's area, and then they're about to go through the tables, and I'm like, that table looks oddly wide, and then once they break it, you can see it's 2. I was like, that's so weird. Did Jericho need like a safer bump?
I guess, but that didn't help Sol Ruka. But that was from way further.
Yeah.
To be fair.
And like they didn't make sure she cleared both tables. There was no way they weren't going to clear 2 tables from there. Anyways, Andrade accidentally does his back elbow to Davis, and he eats a double super kick and a BT trigger for 2. Finish comes when Davis is distracting the ref. The dogs run interference. Finley hits him out with the shillelagh, which maybe I spelled right. I don't know. To allow Andrade to get the win. One. There's a lot of brawling stuff after. I'm not even going to go over it. It doesn't matter. It was fine. Like, I liked most of this because I love everyone in this match except Jericho. The Bucks are awesome. They're super fun all the time. Davis is great. Andrade is great. Ricochet's great. Jericho sucks. But like, Jericho was really bad in this match. I thought
we didn't really get much Davis or Andrade. Andrade sold too much and a lot to Jericho, which irritated me just because I love Andrade.
I agree because I thought it was fine selling the Bucks because the Bucks are great. Like they're
The Bucks
keeping up.
saved this match.
They're keeping up great offense. I agree. The Bucks are keeping up great offense. So Andrade is obviously he's going to be on the back foot with them. And I thought Andrade looked great selling anyways.
Davis did almost nothing.
Yeah, I thought Andrade looked like an idiot taking Jericho's like slow punches.
And he didn't get a lot of offense.
Yeah. So like I thought this was solid because the Bucks put in a good shift. Still.
The Bucks were on fire. Let me read my notes because it makes me laugh. The Bucks were on fire for this one, and they were able to drag the husk of Jericho to an entertaining trios match. Crowd was really into it.
I agree.
Andrade sold too much for Jericho. Got a lot of time. Almost all of it was baby faces on offense. What did Mark Davis even do? Still, the Bucks were on fire, and that was enough to make this enjoyable, despite all the moving parts, including the aftermath. There was lots going on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I laughed too because Tony, I made a note, Tony can't add 7+7 because he refers to it being 12, 12 men in the pay-per-view match or whatever.
You know what I think was one of my favorite Tony lines? I think was it during Revolution? He was talking about the dog and he was just like, oh, they're fucking awful.
Yeah, he did. He literally just dropped, we went back to make sure. He dropped just a random F-bomb on a live pay-per-view.
So funny.
Yeah.
That was genuinely probably one of my favorite Tony Schiavone moments.
So the only thing I can hope for out of this whole angle is that the
Jericho's
match is good.
Much.
And I don't know, with 14 dudes.
I felt the way.
Sorry,
about
12 dudes.
I felt this way about this match and about the way I feel about this same CMP match. It's like that Takeover in Your House 5-way from 2021 where it's Dunn, O'Reilly, Gargano, Cole, and Cross. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I hope for as little Jericho as possible.
Run him through the wall.
The problem is Jericho's the focal point of this feud.
Yeah.
Because that match, remember that 5-way is one of my favorite matches.
Match.
That is an awesome match.
And Cross was out for half of it.
Yeah, because I remember some of those sequences were crazy because I love Cole, Dunn, especially Dunn and Cole, O'Reilly, Gargano, and then it's just like Cross is just like there.
Big guy there.
It's not even like Cross where he's doing that interesting character he was doing on main roster where I was kind of like interested.
No, he was.
It was like
very
boring.
bland.
I hated NXT Cross so much.
He was like 90% entrance. The entrance was
entrance
pretty
was cool.
fire, and then the bell rang.
And like for us, I remember our complaint at the time because this would all be documented in the pod. This is 2021, so this is all
evidence
on the pod. But I remember distinctly saying we were like, the main event seemed so exciting at the time because you had at the time like he won the title for the second time from Balor, who was on a great run. You had O'Reilly like waiting to break into the main event scene. Cole is great, Gargano's great, Dunn's great. You had like all these exciting guys in the main event scene, but it's clogged up by this guy who's boring.
Yep,
and sucks.
But more WWE
like.
style.
I wish he had just been thrown to main roster right away because he was fine enough. Like he didn't.
It's not like he improved in NXT.
That's what I mean. Like he had nothing to improve in NXT for him to warrant being there for a year and stinking up the joint.
They knew what they had with him.
Like,
but he's part of a 5-star match.
He is honestly
5-star worker. 5-star worker.
Right.
Okay.
If that's a 5-star match, then he has more 5-star matches than Kurt Angle.
Right. Exactly.
Right? According to Meltzer, right? But I will say I was glad because remember. Cross got injured when he won the title the first time. Remember he beat Keith Lee in kind of a sucky match? And then he got injured. I was glad he got injured because, one, he sucked.
You're a monster.
And two, because if he didn't get injured, we wouldn't got that Balor run. And that Balor run was awesome. It was good.
That was my favorite Balor, probably.
That was my favorite
outside of Japan, sorry.
I never got to watch Devitt, so.
I did.
But that Balor was great. Or like, I like some of early main roster Balor when he wasn't like always smiley. Whatever.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That was awful.
It was him and Ronda Rousey who like it was like
who
they
won
were at
17
gunpoint.
Seconds, eh?
Oh yeah,
she won in 17 seconds.
They were at. It's like they were at gunpoint, and if they did stop smiling, they were gonna die.
Yeah, it was awful.
Especially Balor.
Yes.
Like there's the one elite figure I have of him where
he's the Cheshire Cat or whatever.
Where he has like that head scan is that smile, and it's just like it's so that Balor. It's oof. Anyways. We get Takeshi Okada hype package. That was cool. It was just like highlights and Callis saying things.
Probably my favorite build in the company for a while.
I've seen some people really hate the build.
They're dumb. Just kidding. You're welcome to your own
No,
opinion.
I agree. I think that's stupid.
And the best part is like the match is going to deliver. Like there's almost zero chance that it's excellent.
Like, I know for you, like
not
on paper, a match like Swerve Bandito is probably one of the most exciting ones. But for me, just if we're encompassing everything, this is the match I'm most excited for. Because the build has been there. You know the match is going to deliver. Like Swerve Bandito will be insane too. Or like Osprey Joe will be great. Mox O'Reilly is probably like one of my most anticipated matches too. But this one, it's like the build's been great. I know the match is going to be great. This one, complete package is the most exciting
And
match
it
to
feels like we're on the cusp of a new direction for Takeshita. And we
I
love
agree, which I'm really excited.
So.
We love Takeshita. That's another thing too. Was I don't know if you remember, but the Anarchy in the rematch, the 2023 one, that was his heel turn. Remember, he comes in and knees Omega.
Right.
So, and I remember watching that back, and it was just so crazy. He looks so much more like a full performer now. Like, because back then he was just bland babyface Takeshita until that point, right? And it's interesting to see how far he's come now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just remember the time where Takeshita was this crazy discovery.
Yeah. And every match we're just like, oh my God, that match was awesome too. And why does his stuff look so snug? Like he looks.
Even back then, he was laying in forearms like nobody's business.
He was.
But that's why Takeshita's always special to me. I love Takeshita. He's my guy.
My favorite thing is finding wrestlers I've never seen and really enjoying them.
I think
that's why I'm a bit annoyed that Tekla had this potential right away as someone I'd never seen, but I didn't like. They didn't present her this way when they first brought her.
Takeshita, it was
she's awesome
right away. It was like this discovery.
Cool.
I remember we were skeptical of Walter, but then
I was very skeptical of Walter. He's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't remember
Chubby
if there was anyone
Walter.
else like that. Chubby Walter was
where
great.
it's at.
I don't remember if there's anyone else like that because Takeshita's always the one that stands out to me. Like, so I remember when they were both kind of on the rise around the same time. I loved Takeshita and Fletcher, but I always kind of leaned towards Takeshita just because he felt like the one where he just came in, or like Fletcher. We've known about
since he was a teenager.
Since we met him, yeah.
Personal friend of the podcast.
And I just forgot about him for a while.
Yeah.
And then he popped it back up in AEW, and then I'm sad Fletcher's injured right now.
I think I told you.
I forgot kind of.
Ghost Jam emailed and made did an out of context reference.
I think you told
me. And at first
that.
I was like, I actually responded and said like, oh man, that's cool that you know him. And then I clued in that he was doing the bit.
Yeah, you did tell me about that.
I was too stupid to pick up that he was in on the bit.
You messed up your own bit.
I did.
Oh my God. Anyways, then we get a Darby Allin interview. He says he feels everything and this is the greatest feeling in the world to be champion, but he's not been numb to the pain. He said MJF's hair is on the line. Being on the line means everything because MJF's so vain and everything he does, his hair being gone will eat him alive. He tells Speedball he'll do anything that he takes to hold on to the title, and he wants Speedball to do the same. I thought this was really simple, but a great, just passionate babyface promo. And we said this before, but it's crazy how far he's come from like the cool silent vignettes he started out doing, because those were really cool. But they were maybe to hide the lack of promo ability he had.
I think that was part of it for sure.
But it's just like, this is just a really straightforward babyface promo that was really good. So I really liked it. Like, it's just... Yeah. His improvement, I think, should not be understated.
He's doing the fighting champion thing to the extreme, right? And it's cool because it's not usually the main title that's doing it, right?
Yeah,
it's usually
I do like that.
One of the mid-card titles that's the fighting.
Orange Cassidy did, right?
Right. And the U.S. title in WWE is always that one, right?
Yeah, or Rollins with the IC title in like 2018.
So it's cool, and I know some people are critical of this run, but you can say whatever you want. I think it will be memorable regardless of how you feel.
Agree.
I was
thinking about that in my picks.
Like, love it or hate it, I think you'll remember.
Well, think about it this way. Do you remember much from Danielson's title run?
Not really. I don't. But I'm not good to be a remember.
I know, but like other than how he lost it, right? Because he got like suffocated after that. Like he didn't do much in that time, and that's a pretty short run. Darby's run is probably a similar amount of time. Like, let me look. I'm just kind of curious now. I'll look on AEW's page here because they always
be a month and a bit.
Yeah, Darby's is at 28 plus. I'm sure they'll update it this weekend. Danielson's was 48. So Darby's is going to be a little shorter than Danielson's, I believe.
If he loses. Don't give away your picks here. Wow, spoiler.
Well, I think we both know.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like Danielson's short run didn't amount to much, or even like Samoa Joe's second run most recently, right? He only held it for like a month and he didn't really defend it much, right? But Darby's, it's like this. The Ciampa match will be remembered. I will remember the Takeshita match because I remember their first one. Like there's all of his matches have been great and it is just memorable. Like I will put up Orange Cassidy's international title run as one of my favorite title runs ever. Like I just had such a blast with that. I remember having such a blast with that. And I think Darby's is similar, just in a shorter span. And like he even said himself, he's here for a good time, not a long time. And it's been such a good time, I think.
And we sort of speculated however long ago, months ago, that they might be in this era of the title changing hands more than usual.
And maybe not necessarily hot potato. Like maybe it'll just be
that
MJF wins it back, and then I think it's MJF Ospreay at all.
I think that is the end game.
Gonna happen.
I think that's their biggest match, right?
Right. I think so.
Together. I think.
And yeah, like that makes sense. But even then, that's still a bit more title changes than we're used to in the world title scene. And then I like that. Like not as a hot potato, but kind of hot potato in between Darby and MJF is like something new for the world title, right? Like we saw that with the TNT title a long time ago. So remember, like Scorp and Guevara went back and forth a bunch of times,
Yeah.
and like Wardlow had it 3 times, and one of his reigns was really short, like stuff like that, right? But Darby's run, yeah, it's gonna be a memorable one. I think. Like it already feels just different. It stands out, right?
Mhm.
I think it's really fun.
I'm a big fan of it.
I loved it.
Gives us great main events every single week, right?
I'm gonna miss it. It's like it will be memorable because it's in the same tier as like Orange Cassidy's title matches every week, or having the best of 7 trio series with Death Triangle and the Elite, or having C2 matches every week. Like it's in that echelon for me where it's like, or when we had the multi-man tag era, even when it was the money matches last year, those kinds of things where it's like just something I know I'm gonna enjoy every week. Like even when the show a couple weeks ago sucked, Darby's match was great.
And there are some weeks where I'm like, the main event was a good match, but why is so and so in that doesn't feel like a main event? And I don't have to worry about that right now.
That as well, yeah.
I know every main event every week.
You're not gonna see
going to be a title match.
Roppongi Vice,
right?
In there, you're not seeing Rocky Romero get the title shot.
Or it's
right?
like, why is Daniel Garcia in a main event again, or Wheeler Yuta or whatever?
Yeah, right. So I like that, and it's gonna be memorable. It's one of those things where, hey, remember when Darby was champion and we had like a good match every week? Like I love that, you know. Anyways, then we get an MJF Darby package. No notes there. And then speaking of good matches, we get Ciampa Briscoe again with an anything goes stipulation on there. We had a kind of funny spot. Ciampa's like grabbing a trash can of weapons from under the ring, and he snaps a rat trap on his hand.
Oh right, I forgot about that.
That was an interesting spot. We get Briscoe breaking a mop over Ciampa's back. Ciampa yanks Briscoe off the turnbuckles with a chain to throw him through a table at ringside. Fire extinguisher to Ciampa's face. Briscoe's bleeding buckets, and then he just tanks a cookie sheet shot from Ciampa. Comes back with an exploder suplex. Ciampa staples some of the papers from the commentary table to Briscoe's head. That was because it's not AEW without staple guns
on TV, no less. That's awesome.
That is true. It's always been on pay-per-view, I feel like. Ciampa puts on a thumbtack knee pad. I thought that was cool. He goes for his knee strike. Briscoe holds him in the ladder, then goes at his head with a screwdriver. They're both gushing blood. Ciampa with a suplex through the ladder. Really satisfying break in the corner for 2. It was kind of like bridged, leaning in the corner. We do get the pump knee with the thumbtack knee pad from Ciampa. Then we get Briscoe pulling Ciampa like with that cross jacket grip by his arms onto the backs of 2 chairs.
Look nuts.
Right immediately after a Dre Driller off the apron through a barbed wire table. Then back in the ring, Froggy Bow, and Briscoe gets the win. And this was just a really fun car crash TV
Were
match.
you surprised by the outcome?
No. Ciampa won their first match, I'm pretty sure.
True. That's fair.
And Briscoe just came back, so I'm not really surprised. And I can only imagine the match they'd have with pay-per-view time.
Yeah. Which we may get.
Which could happen. This. Like, I think maybe not a double. I think something's too soon, but I think at Redemption or whatever the next, or Forbidden Door, like I do think we'll get one down the line. I could see that. It's always kind of a trope to do like, oh hey, we're a tiebreaker, let's immediately do the third one. But I that's where my mind always goes.
Me
so
too.
I'm fine with that. And Ciampa, like we always mention this, he has to be loving having come here.
Oh yeah.
Because whether he's winning or losing, he's always killing it. Like he lost here, but I don't think that makes him look any worse. He's got a sick entrance, 6 theme song. He looks like a madman here. I was saying to you, imagine he was bleeding like this in the Gargano matches, because those are great without that kind of blood, right? But this was appropriately and expectedly bloody and brutal here, especially the ending sequence. Like Briscoe basically murdered him to win here. I thought that was awesome, and so they're tied. Like you said, if they're going for round 3, I'm up for it.
The finishing sequence was nuts.
It was crazy. Like he just belted him.
An absolute bloodbath of a TV match. Another gem from Ciampa, who just his AEW run so far has been awesome.
And another one from Briscoe too. Like Briscoe is underratedly good.
Really good stipulation match in the middle of a weekly TV show, right? So really good match, I thought.
And I think again, it's a credit to Dynamite's in-ring quality, because this is the kind of match where I think obviously slightly upscaled is a pay-per-view match.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I think this is a great TV match, a good pay-per-view match as is, and then with some tweaks could be just as well a great.
Like if this were a lower card match on a pay-per-view, it wouldn't I wouldn't be upset.
It wipes most things on PLEs. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we get to hear from Swerve Strickland. Shivani's doing his intro or whatever, but he gets cut off by Nana, who's insulting him and tells him to get out. Nana introduces Swerve and he comes out. To my surprise, Bandito jumps Swerve from behind. They brawl a bit. Bandito gets thrown in the ring, but then he knocks Swerve back, hits a topic on heel to the floor. Then Bandito ends up getting distracted by Nana. Swerve kicks in the back of his knee, then beats him down, throws him in the ring. He goes for a vertebreaker on a seated chair. Bandito counters and does a military press slam. Then There's some battle with the chair, and Swerve ends up bailing. So I thought this was solid. It was quick. I didn't expect this. I didn't expect Bandito to just jump him like that. I thought this match could kind of go either way, so this kind of makes it more feel like Swerve wins because Bandito got the upper hand here, and as well, I feel like Swerve Ospreay has to be the 0
Swerve
final.
retreating, right?
Swerve, I think, yes. And Swerve being a heel, Swerve Ospreay has to happen, I think.
I think so too. And this was just, to me, they're just like, we got to add some heat to this a little bit really quickly. And Bandito's
it was a simple idea, so it's kind of like what we got with Ospreay and Joe last week, right? We got that to kind of add.
And Bandito's not a talker, right? So they found a way to do something without him cutting a promo.
And Swerve's already like kind of attacked him or Swerve attacked him on ROH, I think, because we saw him attack him.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. We forgot to mention we watched
retaliation.
Bandito Vanilla Baby.
We did.
I will say I really like that match.
It was very good.
I thought easily the best Blake Christian match I've seen, which I was saying in the moment does not say much because him being on Dynamite, we don't see him in prolonged matches all the time. But I thought he did a great job.
Yeah,
I really like his
good.
offense. I think he's really cool. I was disappointed he didn't win, I'm not gonna lie. I like it actually did feel like he had a chance.
I didn't think so.
But just because Bandito needs to get out of there.
He does, but I don't think Vanilla Baby's it.
I think Vanilla Baby is it. And I think they need to do it again.
Maybe.
But I did really like that match. Anyways, yeah, Bandito, it makes sense because Swerve jumped him in, I guess, his promotion, we'll say, quote unquote. So I like that. And yeah, it does kind of protect Bandito on the mic, which he's not like terrible, but it's not his thing for sure.
Right. Not his strength.
Mm-hmm. Then we get Jonathan Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly in a Continental Championship Eliminator.
Did you miss Willow?
Did I? I did. My bad. We'll go with Willow first. I scrolled down too much.
And only because it was kind of notable too, right? So for sure.
She talks about winning the TBS title and how that was one of the greatest moments of her career, and also like winning the Owen the first time. Winning back the title back from Monet proved she was everything she believed she could be, but she injured her shoulder in her last title defense with Red Velvet, and she has to withdraw from the Owen and vacate the TBS title. She will be back, and she'll be coming back to the top. I thought this was great. It was clearly very real and emotional for her.
Yeah, for sure.
I, for one, am pretty disappointed because I think Willow's awesome, and I hope whoever replaces her is interesting. I have to imagine she was one of the favorites to win the tournament, so this sucks because she's great.
We love Willow, and she rhymed off all her credentials, which are quite a few, but I would say she's still not like...
I think she's still a little underrated.
Super visible on the product. Like,
I think
other than kind of Storm and May, they haven't really elevated anyone to... Britt Baker.
Britt Baker for a time.
Tried with Rosa.
They tried with Rosa.
Didn't work out.
They didn't even go all the way with Hater.
I feel like Willow's someone they could. I thought she sounded great here.
I think like they've done a better job over the last year.
Yeah. Tekla, they're trying to put some steam behind too. I think
Willow
like. So my
could
hope,
eventually be the one to beat Tekla.
That's what my hope for her is. She recovers quickly. She's good. She gets a great reaction when she comes back, and they sort of use that to push her.
I think so, and I think she could have. Like, it would be a feel-good win, because I was really happy when Statlander won it, but she clearly didn't have the legs to pull off a title run just based on her promos. But Willow could.
Willow is the real deal. She can do it all.
Willow as champion would be their best babyface champion, I guess, since Toni Storm, but I would easily say
even if they give Tekla a really long run and build her as just an awful, despicable
Tekla
heel.
can have the title for the rest of the year.
And you have an awesome babyface coming back that the crowd loves.
I agree. I could see Willow and Tekla being a great feud. Maybe over the course of that, we just kind of distance her from the Sisters of Sin. Just
that would be good. That would be helpful.
Yeah. Anyways, now back to what I was doing before I forgot that. Jonathan Moxley, Kyle O'Reilly. It's an eliminator for the Continental Belt thing.
It is.
Which I was pretty excited for this because they've had some great matches. They had the one where Moxley had to get DQ'd, the one where they think had a count out draw. They had the Blood and Guts where O'Reilly tapped him out, and then that no holds barred match, which was really cool, where O'Reilly tapped him out, and then O'Reilly was injured.
Mm-hmm.
So we're coming at it's 2-0-1, I guess, if you want to go wins loss draw.
Yep.
For Moxley, or sorry, for O'Reilly. Yeah. Moxley's not beating him yet, right? So
can't beat him.
Yeah. Anyways, it's this. We get holds and counters early on, which I don't usually have to write anymore. O'Reilly goes with the signature strike combo. Mox drops him by catching him with a body shot. Like, they're kind of trading strikes, and he gets him with like a good body blow, and it kind of grounds him for a moment. He goes to run the ropes, and again, that body damage, the shot to the gut it got to him, and he kind of stumbles, and Mox levels him with a boot. Mox goes for a sleeper. O'Reilly counters by wrenching his arm back. Then he's doing like cravat hold knee strikes. We get simultaneous boots twice and then double clothesline. They're both down on the floor. Superplex from Moxley. O'Reilly's got the ankle lock in. Mox is able to counter into the bulldog choke. Arm wrench down on the apron from O'Reilly, just kind of where he just like brings his arm and just drags him down. Cutter from Mox for 2. We get strike exchanges. The 1-minute warning goes out. O'Reilly gets the ankle lock in again, and we do get the time limit going out as Mox is in the ankle lock, which I was really happy about because O'Reilly then gets his title shot. O'Reilly says Mox barely survived him, and he has a claim to the Continental title. Next time he wants no time limit, and Mox is out of luck. I don't know about you, but this one started slow, but these guys always deliver a good match and get me invested. It started slower, but I think we eventually kind of got there.
Because you knew it was going time limit, or I thought it was. So yeah, they started out slowly, but I thought it was really good. And my thing was, I always like variety, right? So we got the fast-paced trio match, a bloody no DQ match, and now we get like more of a technical battle. I think the crowd was struggling to get into it at the beginning, but I think that's just the style of the match, not the quality necessarily, right? I thought Moxley would get the win here since
I had a hunch that
because
maybe it would work out better.
How does this fit into the mentoring Osprey story when
it
he
doesn't,
can't beat
but
Kyle
Moxley
O'Reilly?
Also, but like,
is this
it's
a separate
his one
universe?
kryptonite though.
I guess
I like that. Like it's his one guy. It's for me. It's like because I always like the Jay White Hangman feud where Hangman can't beat Switchblade.
For O'Reilly's sake, I'm super happy for this.
I do agree that it doesn't really connect with the Osprey thing, but again, I also think that it's kind of what you say sometimes where Moxley's just got multiple things going on.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm fine with that. Yeah. That's real life.
But yeah, I was getting pretty invested towards the end of this. Like I was really happy.
I got into it second half too.
I wasn't like super confident O'Reilly would win, but I was pretty confident he wouldn't lose.
Once they started calling out the times, I was like, oh yeah, this is where we're going.
But I thought they might swerve it at the end, but thankfully they didn't. I think this match benefited from O'Reilly never having lost to Mox because then there's that believability there.
Mm-hmm.
Like normally it'd be like the first match where remember the first match was where like okay O'Reilly's gonna win, then he won by DQ and we're like oh okay, and then he didn't lose with the double count and then we're like oh okay,
yeah, and
then when it came time for Full Gear it's like oh he's gonna win and he won, right? So now there's like that believability where okay maybe O'Reilly like this is one of those times where O'Reilly easily has a chance, you know what I mean? So I do like that. The draw works for me. Like I really liked it here. I was leaning towards Moxley winning here, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, I'm really happy for O'Reilly here.
Me too.
I doubt he wins that, but man, if I were Tony Khan, I'd be giving him the title all the way.
Yeah, it's tempting.
I would, because what does that belt do for Moxley right now?
Yeah, true.
I don't think he needs it.
Yeah.
Then we get Statlander and Shida interview. Stat goes to speak about Willow, but then Shida cuts her off. She's talking about Double Nothing. They're gonna watch the multi-woman tag tonight. And Stat tells Shida to watch herself. This is odd.
I'll say it every week. I feel like we just miss large chunks of whatever story they're trying to tell here. I do like they're trying something new with Shida because they never really did much with her. She was always the same. I don't know how effective you think she is as a kind of being a heel so far, but I'm in to find out. Like at least it's a departure.
It's weird
because we always say that Shida doesn't. They just kind of bring her in. She's always the same, and then she's gone again. So. At least they're trying to make her different, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand what they're trying to do.
I don't know why they think we're invested in a Stat Shida. Like, can they coexist?
I'm not. I feel like the legwork's not there.
I agree. They haven't laid the foundation of that story. We just missed the middle part. We're seeing beginning and end. Well,
I feel like we kind of talked about that before.
We did. It's the WWE formula: beginning, end, no middle. We'll tell you what the middle was. We won't show you.
Then we get a brief Roosh.
Heck yeah, we do.
He just wants the next shot at Darby. I'm glad he gets his title shot, or he's getting his name in there for the title, but that must mean there's some collision tomorrow, because this implies that he's gonna get his title shot after Double or Nothing, and I don't think Darby's gonna be champion then. So Roosh MJF
on Collision, maybe,
or like if he gets his title shot after Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm hoping the attention Roosh is getting isn't just a title shot, a one-off, you know what I mean? That he's actually going to be factored into some plans for a bit because he's awesome, but might not be for sure.
So, okay. Then we get Athena and the Triangle Madness Gross against Thunder Rosa, Gross, Brawling Birds, and Mina Shirakawa. It's a big ol'
throwing people together is the MO these days.
That's fine because like usually the matches are fun, but
there was some
not the people who are here.
There were some issues in this one.
Yeah. Mina hits her corner not her corner slingshot corkscrew splash to Tekla for 2. Sloppy corner stuff from the heels. Sequence that leaves everybody down. No, very vague generals there. Mina cuts off an Athena suicide dive with a kick. Then she goes to dive off the apron. Athena catches her. Mina counters into a DDT on the floor. That was done well. The finish comes when Tekla is trying to use the women's title belt again. The ref takes it away. Hart missed Rosa behind the ref's back. Then Tekla rolls up Rosa for the win. I didn't think this was great.
Trying to be complimentary. The pace to it was good. They tried to have it move quickly, but maybe too quick because there was a few sequences, right, where stuff it was kind of like, that wasn't great. That wasn't great either
for me.
That wasn't great either.
Jericho was the only one really kind of being sloppy.
Yeah.
In the opener.
Yeah.
But in this case, I feel like you kind of have both sides. Like you have the Triangle Madness people, not Tekla, but the Sisters thing kind of messing up. Rosa's already and it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot. I don't know.
So Sky Blue and Julia Hart suffer from what I'm going to call, and it may become a bingo card item at some point because it summarizes how I feel. And there's a guy on NXT that's coming up that I'll say the same thing. It's a connective tissue issue where they can hit some moves, but like it's the stuff and I don't just mean selling. I mean the stuff they're doing in between moves takes you out it's harder to suspend my disbelief. When I watch Bryan Danielson, it's like he's actually in a fight the whole time. I'm immersed. I believe it. When they're like in between moves
that's
and
how
just
it feels like Moxley,
doing things, it feels like they are having to actively think about what they're doing, and it's not coming naturally.
Yes,
and it takes me out of it. So it's like, oh, Sky Blue hits some cool looking moves, but then the stuff all in between. So it's the connective tissue issue for me.
Okay.
It's basically what it is.
I agree. And their characters just don't work for them, I think. And like, there's just so much that they're missing.
Free Tekla is what I would say.
Then we get a quick Jesse promo. Basically, they're supportive of each other. Knight wants the first shot of Speedball wins tonight. He won't.
True.
Then we get Moxley backstage. He's angry. He thanks O'Reilly for pushing him to be better and driving him crazy because he can't find a way to beat him, and he's been tapped out twice. He asks O'Reilly what are the odds he can make it 3 times. He makes some double or nothing pun, which I thought was pretty funny. He's like, and then he says the house will finally win a double or nothing. Game 7's the only game that matters. And he says when everything is on the line, he doesn't miss. I don't know, but I really like this just because I love that O'Reilly's like his kryptonite, that it like has him visibly angry. Like it automatically makes this feud feel a little different. He doesn't get this way when he was facing Takeshita and they went to a draw. He doesn't get this way facing Ospreay or Okada or whoever else he's been feuding with. Like I like that O'Reilly beating him or not beating O'Reilly at least pisses him off this much. Right?
O'Reilly has his number,
which he literally said,
and on paper he should beat him.
Right, and I like that can be part of it, right? So I like that. I imagine he wins, but if he lost again, I would love it. I don't know. I thought this was great.
I propose when we get to our previews, I propose a world where he doesn't, but just for the sake of it.
I will be glad if Moxley loses here because I would be so happy for Kyle. But I really like this just because it's one of those things where it's a different side of Moxley, right? And he's got good range, which I don't know if people always give him credit for.
And this is where I noticed like absolutely zero Ospreay this week.
Yeah.
On a go home show is kind of interesting.
Well,
it's almost like that story doesn't exist while we resume this one.
I think that's fair. And also because he's in a tournament match. So it's like that's also.
And like you said, people have multiple things going on in life. Yeah. It doesn't really bother me.
Ospreay could be taking a break. Maybe he was training off camera, right? Yeah. Like maybe they're doing something else. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's fine. But yeah, again, I like this. I like that Moxley's angry. Maybe he'll make a mistake then, we'll see. Well, I'm interested to see.
Get the Canadian boyo in here.
Yes. Good Canadian boy.
Another good Canadian boy.
Darby Allin and Michael Bailey for the AEW World Championship. MJF comes out and he's on commentary, which I will say was thoroughly entertaining.
He had some funny.
I really.
Sure.
He made me enjoy this a bit more. We get Speedball with diving double knees to the gut from the steps. He goes for a moonsault knee drop on the barricade. Darby pulls his leg and crosses him on the barricade. Then we get a scorpion death drop on the barricade, which was nasty. Speedball nails that corner, the spinning corner kick. Ultimate Weapon does not connect though. Darby connects with a coffin drop. MJF ends up putting Speedball's foot on the rope to break the pin, and Knight's kind of like
has a problem with that for some reason.
I guess they're the honorable baby faces, right?
Although I thought Bailey was wrestling different in this a little bit.
Really? I didn't.
A little more aggressive, a little more vicious.
Maybe a little aggressive, yeah.
Either because it's the opportunity, right? Or that they're teasing something going on with him and Knight, I think. Too.
I feel like it's the former. I don't think they're teasing something yet. Straight jacket sunset flip from Speedball for 2, which was how he beat Fletcher in the C2. We get the crescent kick from Speedball for a near fall. PK moonsault knee drop. Darby counters the Flamingo Driver into a roll up. Remember, they're like, "Oh, I think he's going for Flamingo Driver." We're like, "What else would
From
it
the
be?"
most unique like starting point in the world.
What
Like
else
what
would
a
it
wild
be?
guess. Yeah.
Like, oh my god. They briefly go back and forth with the roll ups. Then we get Scorpion Death Drop. Scorpion Deathlock gets locked in. Speedball eventually gets to the ropes. Then Coffin Drop to the back from Darby, and he goes back to Scorpion Deathlock, and eventually Speedball taps, which I really like because then the Coffin Drop's going after the back, right? What'd you think of this one?
Really good, but only 11 minutes. Like I wanted another 5 for sure to really, because Bailey's, some of his matches that are really long. What was it, the Alexander one? That was an hour, but that was
the one, yeah.
Crazy. But like I wanted more. Like I still think it's really good. It's not at the level of Takeshita or Ciampa match, obviously, but I think like Bailey's super fun to watch, and this was really good. But again, I wanted like 16 minutes, not 11 or whatever it was.
I agree. I saw someone else say like it was really great but slightly underwhelming, which is maybe fair. But again, it was a TV match. I thought for a TV main event, it was a blast.
This or Bailey Fletcher from when we were
Bailey Fletcher.
I know,
Bailey Fletcher.
I know, right? And so that's kind of the level I was hoping for.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it didn't get there.
But I also don't.
But that's not to say it's not a good match.
I don't know if I expected that good, but I did expect a little better.
That
from
match
this, I'll
was
say.
crazy.
But like Bailey Fletcher, the first one, the second one was great.
Both
first one was exceptional.
Both were
the
excellent.
C2 one though.
Yeah.
That's the one we're talking about. That one's that match. Let me ask you. This is like Bailey Fletcher or Darby Ciampa.
Probably Bailey Fletcher.
I was gonna say it's Bailey Fletcher.
And the Ciampa Allin, I will say, is special match to me for whatever reason.
Really?
It just hit me.
I can tell.
I love that match.
I did love it too. I don't think I loved it that much. I did really love it.
I loved it.
Because I don't.
I think part of it is I'm just so happy for Ciampa. I know we say we're happy for Ciampa like 5 times a week.
I don't.
But we are.
We do say that a lot.
So happy for him. It's going to be 5 years in AEW, and we're going to be like, he's so happy for him.
Think about it this way. Like,
I just feel like of all the people who are going to suffer in the WWE system, he's one of the ones that's going to suffer the most.
Think about it this way too. We saw him thrive in WWE, and then
he's
the opposite.
Yes,
and now he's back to thriving.
He's incredible.
And so I like that. But yeah, I was gonna say I agree too, because like as great as a Ciampa Darby was, it's like a little more. It wasn't like a no holds bar match, but it's a little more akin to that. Whereas like Speedball Fletcher, that was just an electric wrestling match. You know what I mean? Like that was great.
Well, and then the second one was with Everett there going like, oh my God, they just had, because remember we were trapped in a freaking snowstorm.
That was when he
had WWE guy had to watch Dynamite, and he was like, oh my God, Fletcher Bailey is incredible.
Oh, I miss Fletcher.
Yeah.
I miss Fletcher. Why do you have to get hurt? He did it on purpose. He hates me.
Our
close personal friend. But yeah, I think again, it's a shame Darby's run probably has to end at Double or Nothing, because man, this run has been an absolute blast, and I think it was ultimately the right decision. Because I know the title win was super controversial, where people were like, some people were discrediting Darby as a world champion. But man, if you didn't like this run, something's wrong with you. It shook things up a bit, and we got so many killer TV matches in a short span. I thought it was awesome. I think it will definitely be remembered in spite of its brief length.
Yeah.
It was a good time, not a long time. It was awesome. Speedball was killer as usual. Like I said, he was just laying him in this week. I don't know what more to say to him, because he just shines. Like he's great. He's always great. I love him every time. I thought MJF on commentary rooting for Speedball just so he doesn't have to deal with Darby stipulation was also really funny. Yeah. And kind of added something else to this match. I think MJF Darby should be great, but man, this run will be missed for me. And I do like the idea of just leave us wanting more, but at the same time, like if we could have had a couple more weeks.
I know.
Oh, because imagine Roosh just murdering Darby.
I know.
For a week, like. You know, but anyways, cool. It was great.
It was. Overall,
I didn't think about it.
Like very good main event. Briscoe Ciampa was pretty awesome. Women's match wasn't. A lot of Jericho to start.
Let's see.
For sure not it's not an A tier show. It's not a C tier show. So we're in the B range.
Because I like the opener. I'll say I like the opener enough. The Ciampa Briscoe match was awesome. The Moxley O'Reilly match was really good.
It was.
The women's match sucked. The main event was really good. We also had a Moxley segment I really liked. The Swerve Bandito stuff was solid. Roosh got on the show. Willow was great. I mean, there's not a lot I take issue with other than like Jericho and some of the women's stuff.
I know what I am.
Feels like a B plus, I think.
I'm just beneath that. I'm a very high B, not quite a B plus.
Okay, I'll leave mine there.
So a good show overall. So let's move right into talking about our predictions for the pay-per-view on Sunday. So it is Double or Nothing. We do what we call a certainty score, where there's 9 matches on
We
this
counted
card,
9 main card matches.
for
yeah.
example. So we will pick the winner for each match and then assign a certainty score. The one we're most certain of will give 9, and the one we're least certain of will give 1. And then that just sort of, when we go back and look at it, means less chance of a tie for us. It's sort of a different way because we agree on a lot of matches, but sometimes our certainty scores are different. So let's talk about this show that looks pretty good.
Okay, the first one I have is the Big Stadium Stampede, where it's Jericho, Perry, Hurt Syndicate, Elite against the Demand Dogs, Andrade Davis.
Right. A lot of people.
I wrote Team Jericho wins, but everyone loses because they got the chafe. I'm taking Team Jericho to 7.
7.
I'm pretty confident.
I also am taking the baby faces with, and I'll even add the dogs will take the finish somehow, I feel like.
Dogs take finish.
Could be a fun match. I don't care about it going in due to Jericho, and it's just kind of the random feeling of the teams, and also like the sheer number of people involved is going to be tough for them to cover. So I took the faces, but only a 2.
2, okay. Then we got Athena versus Mina in the Owen quarterfinal. I think it sucks one of them has to be out in the first round because I think both of them are decent picks to win the whole thing.
Yep.
But I'm not sure which way I want to fully go.
Me either.
I'm more interested in seeing Athena win, so I'm gonna take that. I'm not fully confident in that, but I'm gonna take Athena at a 1.
I'm also Athena at a 1. For me, selfishly, it's more important to keep her strong. I think she should already be on Dynamite as a big deal. I don't understand what the point of keeping her in Ring of Honor is. You have an awesome wrestler wrestling where nobody sees her.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
She's so good that she makes people go see her.
Yes, but I don't get it.
I mean, neither.
And I went with 1 because I'm really not certain at all. It could go either way.
That one feels like there's no build to it, so there's it could go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get Swerve Bandito, also in the Owen for the men, the quarterfinal. I think it has potential to go either way, but like I said, I feel like it's more likely it goes Swerve's way because I think Swerve Ospreay is the ideal final. It makes the most sense. I'm going to take Swerve, but at a 2 because I think there's a slight chance for Bandito. The Owen matches where there's not a ton of build, I'm like less certain on. Yep.
This could be a show stealer. Feels like Swerve wins to me. He's just positioned higher in general.
Yeah.
But the flip side of that, I will say, would be he's a made guy and losses don't really hurt him anymore.
I also just see the story going into the final. If it's heel Swerve, babyface Ospreay,
that's
it just
money.
Right. Because both times Ospreay and Swerve have had matches before, they've both been baby faces. So it's like
Ospreay Bandito's fine.
Ospreay Bandito would be great too. I agree, but
so either way, I'm happy.
But
I'm taking Swerve at a 6 certainty score. A little more confident.
Then we got Ospreay Joe. I said Ospreay's winning the whole tournament, so I'm taking him at an 8.
Okay.
I'm not. It's not happening.
It feels like this tournament is all about Ospreay, but hear me out.
No, I'm not. It's not happening.
I am taking Ospreay at 7.
Okay.
So you can write that down. What if being like the overwhelming favorite in this tournament and failing is part of like the Death Riders journey?
I don't know, because then
Joe's a 2-time champ. He's a legit dude. He'll have a good match in the next round.
I don't.
I'm not brave enough to take Joe. But
I don't see it.
I'm just saying, if you're a smart, good writer, whatever, good at your job, you could turn that into a cool part of the story with Ospreay. But the timing, I agree. I think we're trying to peak at Ospreay MJF.
Yes.
At the biggest show of the year.
In Ospreay's home country.
Right. So I'm not brave enough, but obviously I'm taking Ospreay with 7. But
I just saw them post on YouTube the full match of the last year's Owen final from Double or Nothing, which was Ospreay Hangman, which is like one of my favorite.
I don't know if I would have gotten either of those two. If you had turned that into it, tell me who the finalists were last year.
That was the one. Remember, like struggled. Where it was like they had that amazing promo segment beforehand.
Oh right, I love it.
It was like Redemption versus Ascension.
Yeah,
and like Babyface, and like you had no idea who was gonna win. And I remember that match is one of my favorites. I remember just being on the edge of my seat that entire time because like it was one of those matches where it literally could have gone either way.
Yeah,
and that was so good. And they both had like the special entrances. Oh, that was amazing. This year's not like that for me.
No.
It's Tekla, Shida, Statlander, Hater for the women's title. They've not built any of these people to take the title off Tekla. If anything, I feel like they're gonna do something with Stat and Shida here. So it's Tekla. It's Tekla winning at a 9. Like this is my most confident. Tekla's winning.
Tekla 9. She's red hot. There's no reason for anyone else to win. Sheeta stuff is obviously going to progress.
I think that's going to be the only purpose of this match, really.
Hater's a tag wrestler. This one was the easiest
I agree.
one. Required no thought.
Moxley O'Reilly next. I really do want O'Reilly to win this, and I do feel like it's a solid chance of winning. I'd love for him to be the Switchblade Mox's Hangman here, but like I just have a feeling they're not going to do it. I don't. I've been going back and forth. I don't.
So
You said you had a
low
pitch. I
certainty score?
want to hear your pitch first before I commit.
Okay, Mox and Osprey both lose, and it creates some crazy, interesting dynamic that if you're really like good at writing wrestling, you could turn into something really cool.
I like that is interesting, but I don't see Osprey losing.
Right, like him. I know, so that's why it would both have to happen. And I'm taking Moxley at a 5. I'm just saying it could be a cool wrinkle depending how long they want that story to go.
But
they won't.
I really want to pick O'Reilly, but I feel like Mox is going to catch his white whale here. So I'm going to take Moxley at a 3. I'm more than okay with being wrong with this one.
Or what if Moxley loses, Osprey wins, and then that sort of starts the disintegration of the Osprey Death Rider story. He gets that out of his system.
And Moxley, they could turn on Moxley.
Clearly a baby face by All In.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'd be fine with that. I'm gonna stick safe here and go with Moxley.
Me too.
But I will be pulling for O'Reilly here, absolutely. Next we got Okada Takeshita for the International Championship. I think this has to be Takeshi's moment. He's been without gold for a while now, at least AEW gold. He's got that. He had the IWGP title, and now he's got the ugly TV title that I hate with a burning passion. But he's been without AEW gold for like a yearish. I think the feud with Okada's been long brewing. He needs to get his lick back at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he lost the C2 via screwy finish. He's been constantly like being teased by Okada at every turn, right? Like he needs to get something back, right? I feel like it's gonna be his payoff. Maybe not the full blow off, and maybe we get maybe this will facilitate a third match, which I'm totally fine with. And maybe facilitates his exodus from the Callis family so that we get the third match. I think so. But I do think Takeshita finally needs his win, so I'm taking Takeshita at a 4.
I also Takeshita at 4. Okada's had a great run. It's been one of my favorite stories in wrestling, but it's time for this guy, for Takeshita, right?
Takeshita needs it.
He needs to... The Callis family's a perfect springboard out of there into babyface. People want to cheer Takeshita. Let them. If we needed to, this isn't the finish of the Callis family Takeshita stuff. That's fine.
No, I don't think.
I think he's out of the family. I think they're not done with him.
I think it's like the thing that'll propel him to have a turn.
I think so too. So I took him with 4 as well.
I agree. Then we get FTR versus Cage and Copeland. It's an I Quit match. Titles versus tag team, we'll call it, because they can't. Copeland and Christian can't team if they lose. It's for the tag titles. So I was surprised when CNC didn't win the titles of Dynasty. So now, given the fact that their partnership's on the line and that it seems like they're retiring, they're not going out of AEW without winning the titles. Correct. I think once, and I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Like they're not the worst old part timers in the world, and I think like they've had a fun dynamic. I think this is their moment. Like it's happening. I think we'll build to like a ladder match with the Bucks and maybe Machine Guns or New Day or some form thereof, right? But yeah, I think Copeland and Christian win. I'm taking them at a 5.
I took them at an 8. I think so too. Yeah, I would have been less sure, but the whole like they can't team anymore is kind of to me. And it also just feels like the next logical step in a pretty straightforward story.
Yeah, which is fine.
Right? Yeah.
Then we get the main event, which will be Darby and MJF title versus hair, AEW World Title. I think it's unfortunately just pretty clear that Darby's run was never meant to go super long. I don't want it to end, but realistically, I think it's happening. MJF back at the top makes sense. I think Osprey MJF is the plan, and I don't think MJF's going bald. So I think Darby loses here. I'm taking MJF at a 6.
Told you, if you were a betting man,
Darby
Allin is a significant favorite.
That's stupid.
I also took MJF only at a 3, though. I could see Darby winning.
I can see a slight world because I saw someone
finding a way to get still to MJF and Osprey.
Bald MJF could be like the broke buck story of this year, right?
Yeah.
I could see that, but I don't. It doesn't feel like it.
So I took MJF. Again, just feels like the point is MJF Osprey, and this is the most direct route to it. So I think it's gonna happen. All right, cool. So AEW stuff is done. Maybe, unless it's involved in the trivia today, which is foreshadowing, maybe. But yes, we're going to shift gears into a little bit of trivia. I quiz Jack on whatever I feel like. It's called Off the Top of His Head. This week's topic is AEW related. And because we both kind of had a feeling you felt the same way that Darby Allin's title might be coming to an end, I went with Darby Allin's top-rated matches.
I thought you said it was mysterious injuries.
I don't think it's including his current run. I don't think any of them are in here, but we'll see how accurate AI. I did use it to generate. I'd like to be transparent. I'd used it for this one. So, 15 events. I'll give you the event and year, and you tell me the match. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And I can give you, I asked it for important details too, so we'll see the generally they're kind of vague, but we'll see. Yeah, the event AEW Blood and Guts 2024.
It's just the blood and guts match. Then,
It
yeah.
was. Who was in it?
Well, the heels it was Hangman, Bucks, Okada, Perry.
Yeah.
Then his team was him, Briscoe, Swerve, the Acclaimed.
All right. Number 14. All Out 2019. It's a tough one. Neither of the other two opponents are.
Janelle and Jimmy Havoc.
Yes.
Yeah. The Cracker Barrel one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel what? What was it called?
Chaos.
Clash, I think.
Whatever.
Good. AEW Fighter Fest 2019. Come
Cody.
on. Yep, you got it. What was the result?
He lost.
They said time limit draw.
Oh, maybe might actually no, it might have been. And then that's the one where Spears cracks Cody in the head with a chair after.
Oh, Spears. Oh my goodness. AEW Dynamite 2022. It says it has a
Ethan Page coffin match.
no dream match between two
Jeff
Daredevil.
Hardy?
Yeah,
Oh,
two
Owen
Daredevil
or whatever,
wrestlers. Yeah. AEW Dynamite 2022. Darby used a flamethrower during his entrance. Does that help?
No.
Coffin match?
Is it Ethan Page?
No.
Brody King?
Yes.
Okay.
2022, Really? They had one 4 years ago?
Would have been House of Black time, yeah.
AEW Double or Nothing 2023.
4 Pillars,
Correct. You got it.
which is Perry Guevara.
It says one of the highest rated
MJF.
4-way matches in AEW history.
I remember that one promo that I really liked from Darby. That was when I started really liking Darby promos.
Mm-hmm. AEW All In 2023.
Is that the one against Swerve and Christian in the
Correct.
coffin match? With
Yes.
Sting? Yeah.
At Wembley. Very good.
Because that was the one, remember, it was supposed to be AR Fox and like he was out. for
Oh,
some
yeah, he
reason.
didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah. AEW Dynamite 2023.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll
Nice.
give you that it was a TNT title match.
ODQ, yeah.
It was. No holds barred, actually.
Sure.
You say you
okay.
know wrestling. You don't.
Okay.
Idiot. AEW Fighter Fest 2020.
Moxley?
No.
Brian Cage.
No. We'll say it's
Archer?
a 1, 2, 3. It's a trios match.
I don't know.
What are the hints? Early 4 Pillars Showcase.
Was it against Inner Circle?
Who? Who would that be?
Guevara?
No.
Is it
Guevara was on Darby's team.
What?
Allegedly.
That's weird.
So it says Darby, Jungle Boy, Guevara, MJF, Wardlow, Spears. Is that a thing?
Oh, maybe they're against the Pinnacle. I don't know, that's weird.
AEW All Out 2021.
Punk.
Yeah, exactly. Punk personally chose Darby.
Yeah.
Did you hear the stuff MJF was saying about Punk? Made me so happy.
I thought he was talking about Black.
No, he also went on to say
I
that
didn't see the stuff about Punk.
Punk is an excellent professional wrestler, but he's the C word, basically. Yeah. Sorry, AEW Full Gear 2020.
Cody.
Yep.
Because that's when he won the TNT title.
For the first time, correct. AEW Full Gear 2021.
MJF.
Yes.
That was the headlock takeover match.
It says famous headlock takeover finish.
It's one of their best openers ever.
Wrestle Dream 2023.
Christian, 2 or 3 falls.
Yes.
That's the one where he gets
Wow,
slammed on the steps with his hands tied behind his back.
Right.
And then Copeland debuted at the end.
They included the cage match score, 8.94.
That was a cool match. I remember us thinking like once that match got put in the main event, we were like, oh, Copeland's coming.
Yeah. Penultimate one, AEW Revolution 2024.
Oh, the Sting match was against the Bucks.
The Sting retirement match, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And the number 1 top rated match, care to guess without any context? Darby Allin match, highest rated of all time.
Oh.
Around 9.15 on cage match, or at least what they included as number 1
Give
here.
me the year at least.
Meltzer gave it 5 stars, 2024.
2024, and it wouldn't be the Takeshita match.
It's his high. I can say this to give you another hint. Widely considered Darby's highest rated singles TV match.
Is it Takeshita?
No.
I honestly, I don't know. So,
Featured. Oh, that gives it away. It gives the other person's finishing move as a hint.
I'm trying to remember what match it was, because I remember the Takeshita one was
It's
great that
someone
year.
easy to believe would have a match rated that
The Jay
highly.
White match was
I'll
also
say
good.
that. It's not a surprise. This person has many.
Was it
Fi-
Moxley?
No, many 5-star
Because he
plus
had one with
matches.
Moxley, that one as well. What, Osprey?
Yes.
Oh, right, the C2 match. That was a great match.
At Holiday Bash.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
match was awesome.
There you go. So you didn't get the number. I purposely went, I'll start at 15 and go up, thinking they might get easy by the end because there's most famous ones and
I
you
feel like
struggled the
there's-
most.
Well, because like the TV ones are hard sometimes, but I feel like there's like
Where would Ciampa
oh,
fit in there if we were to include that
I
now?
feel like top
It's in the top
like 7.
few for me, top 5 probably for me. But anyways, great job. We'll shift gears back into talking more wrestling. Most of NXT I'll talk about, maybe a tiny bit of main roster, anything else that comes up. It's Highspots and Restholds. The only thing that I had notable from Raw that we kind of already touched on was the unretirement of redacted Brock Lesnar, which just, this to me is like further evidence, damning evidence for me, because it's not the wrestling I want, right? That this is a moment company because they got their moment, and if they can copy and paste that moment
Well, here's
7
what
more
it
times,
is.
they'll do it.
They're not necessarily 7 more times, but you're gonna get 3 moments out of this. You get the initial retirement. It's like, oh, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Now you
The
get
return.
yes. Then you get retirement in hometown.
Yes.
Hometown retirement.
Yep.
There's
And
your
maybe
big
the moment is Gunther retires another legend too, right? So
2 birds, 1 stone.
this is how it's going to be, man, with this company in charge.
It was always kind of like that, but there was
It's
more.
it's more so now.
Yeah, no, it
right?
does feel more egregious.
It is definitely. Don't worry about it. But what about it? Doesn't really make sense, or it's all doesn't matter. Did we get 18 billion social media whatevers? Okay, cool. Then that's
I mean, to be
it.
fair, not to be fair, but like they did this before TK. Remember the people thought Undertaker retired after he lost to Roman, and then he came back the next year anyways. Like they've done this kind of thing before. It's just
this was very sudden.
It's more cynical though, and this one's more sudden as well.
Yeah, it feels very
this one
rapid.
feels more plain. Like the Taker one could have been like, okay, I want to retire there, but hey, that match kind of sucked. I'm gonna come back. Like that Taker one feels more like spontaneous, where like Taker just he was like, oh, okay, I want to. Come back.
And you can go back to when he retired, and you will hear me confidently say, he is not retired. He will be back. No,
I'm not
for
surprised
SummerSlam,
by any means.
Right? So it's not a surprise. NXT this week. Let's talk about it. The show opens with a tag match between Tony D, Miles Bourne, taking on newcomers Cam Hendricks and Mason Rook, because the young guys have just been like stepping up, I guess we would say, right?
I would say
they've just been attacking champions since they arrived. So this is what we get. Long story short, rookies end up winning. Heights comes out to try and help, but accidentally knocks Hendricks into Bourne. Rook then hits his finisher on Tony D in the ring. Hendricks tags himself in, steals the cover, doesn't even hit a move, just immediately steals the cover from Mason Rook. And obviously we see that Rook is not happy about this taking place. Solid match. I didn't think it was anything special. Big win for the rookies regardless, right? Rook's looked good. He hit some decent high impact stuff. It's cool because he is a very heavy person, but he has like the fitness to hit some cool flurries. Like he'll put 3 or 4 things together. Not like he's Matt Riddle or anything, but like impressive for a dude of his stature for sure. And then Hendricks is the guy that has, to me, the connective tissue issue. Like I wasn't super impressed with him.
He looks like he would.
He's very generic to me.
He would.
And commentary wanted to talk about how jacked he is, and I don't like Booker T. And I'm like, he's in good shape, but to call
he's
him
not in bad shape at all.
In a world of jacked dudes, he's not a dude I would like go out of my way to say he's jacked.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
But anyways, Tony D gets pinned here, so he may have to deal with Hendricks and Rook, I guess, which would come up later in the show. And Bourne is clearly headed somewhere with Tavion Heights, which makes me nervous because there is not a lot of charisma between the two, in my opinion. So somebody's got to figure something out of those two. Like, fine in ring and stuff, but just not compelling dudes at this point. Dark State are backstage acting like they're going to be united because the main event is tag title match between 2 of them against Vanity Project. Someone brings up, one of them said something like, if they lose, there might need to make a change. It's like, no, don't worry about that. Like, we're all good. And so I'm assuming, and we'll get there, but I was right, that they will not be successful in their quest for the titles, and there's a miscommunication leading to further issues with Sugars and Lennox, because that's what's been happening. And again, it's the best thing I think Dark State's done. So I assume it's not over yet. We then get Kalani Jordan in the ring. She did not sound good here, man. Like,
isn't she? She's kind of hit or miss on the mic.
She feels like one of those ones, like when it's produced, it's okay, and when it's live, maybe. And Lola Vice isn't the best either. But anyways, Kalani comes out, and it's funny. She's just straight up like, I'm better than all the ones that got called up to NXT or to main roster. I'm better than anybody here. I'm better than anybody here. like why people are getting shots and I should be. She rips on Kendall Gray and Lola Vice, and then Izzy Dame comes out to tell Kalani to get to the back of the line because Dame's the one that actually pinned Lola Vice in their, what was it, tag match or whatever. Lola Vice comes out, says fine, she'll face Dame first, and then Kalani. I think Kalani's kind of like, oh, what a surprise, you're putting somebody ahead of me, right? And then Kendall Gray comes out and says, Kalani says she already beat Kendall Gray last week, and then Ren Sinclair sneak attacks Kalani from behind with a crutch because she's nursing an injury right now. So,
But she still is speed champion because I saw that and I was like, she's still champion.
She's hoping to be cleared for next week. That will come up. Oh, that's right here. Later in the show, Stone kind of, it's funny. Robert Stone is like reprimanding her for attacking people from behind, but then immediately gives her what she wants, right? Like, hey, you can't be attacking people. And she's like, well, give me a match next week. And Stone's like, as long as you're cleared, you can wrestle. She did step up. There's lots of stepping up going on.
Yeah.
Dorian Von Dukes with his very tightly manicured chest hair is one thing I noticed about him.
How do you, what? Okay.
He is very, very hairy, but he's clearly got it trimmed down and like trimmed to look symmetrical and whatnot. But anyways, he's backstage with Sean Legacy. He's kind of like consoling Legacy because he lost last week, right? Going like, don't worry, it's only one loss, and then it's like, oh, he found out that they have to face each other in the, I think they're starting another speed tournament match next week, or speed tournament next week. So it's kind of
speed champ. Don't tell me.
And he's like,
oh, it's Lexus King.
It is. So then he's like, oh, well, 2 losses in a row won't be a big deal either, because of course he thinks he's going to win. Romeo Moreno just quickly saying he's learned so much from watching Noam Dar's matches. He wants Noam Dar to be at ringside when Moreno faces the guy we kind of like, whose name is
Tristan Angels.
Thank you. I was going to get there eventually. So that's that. Layla Diggs, don't remember if I've seen her before or not. But now she's got issues with Jada Parker. Guess what the setting was for this segment? You'll never guess.
Trying to think where they haven't gone yet. The locker room?
Yes, it is the locker room. Amazing. So Jada's complaining about Natty, and Diggs sticks up for Natty, and Jada's not happy. And then there's some women I don't recognize. I think one was dark-haired Thea Hale, and others trying to separate, keeping Jada from attacking Layla Diggs. So we're getting that match next week, I assume. We then get a couple more rookies. It's Romeo Moreno against Tristan Angels. And dude, I really like this match. And a lot of it because Romeo Moreno is like super high energy, really has this babyface charisma. And he was just kind of flying around hitting stuff. Angels actually didn't have to do a ton, but he looked good too. And I
was telling you, I saw a clip of his finish. I don't like it. The knee drop curb stomp thing.
Yes, the knee drop curb stomp. So I would say Moreno got the majority of this. He looked really good. He did bust Angel's mouth open, and I'm pretty sure Moreno hit a missile drop kick. And then when he landed, his boot was like right on.
Oh, okay. As he's coming down.
So Angels does end up winning. He didn't do a lot, but he is a pretty believable heel. He's in really good shape. This is the first time you're seeing him in his ring gear.
Right.
He's not a big dude, but he's shredded. So yeah, Angels wins with that knee stomp. Shiloh Hill's in the crowd. This is kind of the first time I found Shiloh Hill annoying. He's campaigning to be Mr. NXT because Tristan Angels is Mr. England.
Remember that was Ariana Grace's thing when she first came? She was Miss NXT.
She points it out later in the show when they because he's trying to get a petition later. So, anyways, he now does this Shiloh Hill that is a super obnoxious fake laugh that doesn't add anything to me.
Like a rich person laugh.
And then is he
mocking?
No, like a crazy person.
Oh.
And then he puts up an embarrassing picture of Tristan Angels on the screen. That's not really that embarrassing. It's like that's you when you were younger kind of thing when he was modeling or being a pageant guy, but like not a child, but like a younger man.
Sure.
And so Hill's wearing some top hat type thing and carrying a Mr. NXT sign, and it's like an ongoing thing because later he's got a petition that he's getting people to sign. OTM sign it, but Birthright have an issue with it, and it ends up with Dempsey challenging Hill to a match next week. And that's where when he's campaigning to be Mr. and she's like, I'm whatever, Miss NXT. So
I do remember that.
They did refer to it. All of the singles champions are backstage talking about how there's so many people gunning for them. And this is where I'm like, every single singles champion in NXT right now is a babyface. Who's not?
Lexus King.
Oh, that's not. That literally doesn't even count as a title. Didn't even count it. But everybody else with actual titles that matter is a babyface. And so surprisingly, their opinion is that they're going to hold on to their titles. Some fresh writing happening.
Well,
The champions say they're going to
think
keep
so.
the belts.
That's
I know that's crazy, but
maybe it's like
it's fine.
Maybe they'll do when they lose the belts, they'll be like the culling where it's like, I'm gonna keep my belt, just not right now.
Not right now. I'm going to
I'll keep my
retain
belt
it, not
later.
now.
I'll retain it later.
Speaking of the culling,
Oh,
Sean Spears and Nico Vance are talking backstage. Spears is revealing that they've got a tag team match next week against OTM. Nico Vance isn't big on the idea because Izzy Dame has a title match next week. Izzy Dame walks in and she complains about the same thing. Why can't both their matches... So if we have a tag team match on the show, we can't go out and support your brother in his singles match? Are we only allowed one appearance?
maybe if they get like their ass beat, but like that's not something they know ahead of time.
I thought this made them look kind of stupid. Like, you can both support each other. How often is it that people are incapacitated by the match they have and can't make it to ringside?
Yeah, it's not even like let's say like I have a Hell in a Cell match against you, and then I have to go out to support Nate. Like
You
it's
can be
then
ribs
maybe,
taped or you're on a crutch
or
or
maybe
whatever.
there's like a chance I get killed in that match, but like
Hasn't happened so far.
right.
And this is like supposed to be the mastermind one step ahead faction is looking stupid, like stupid little whiners here. It's like, oh, you can't have a match the same night as me. It really feels like Spears is on the way out, but like, A, what does he do after this? And B, what do they do without him? I know Dame's positioned as the heel, and even the revisionist is sort of like, she's responsible for the culling, which is the narrative they're pushing now. But anyways, I don't see how a split with Spears is interesting to tell that story and what they do after that. So I don't know.
It's only interesting to me if he turns babyface and goes back to being Ty Dillinger.
And Vance looks like an idiot because he's like, oh, you got us an important tag team match, but it's on the same night as Izzy Dame. How dare you? Like, I did not enjoy. I did not think
I think
this
he
was
just go back to being Ty Dillinger.
I don't think this was a well thought out segment. And then go to main roster. He could create a moment. He returns in the Rumble.
I would watch Ty Dillinger.
Tatum Paxley, newcomer Lizzie Rain. Somehow she gets a North American Championship match. They were a tag team last week. Now they are facing off against each other. Paxley, basically, long story short, counters into the cemetery drive, wins after 11 minutes. Lizzie Rain has lots of energy. She connects with the crowd. I don't think she's bad, but her shtick so far isn't connecting with me.
It's a little...
The rocker chick energy is not.
I've seen some clips of her. It looks over the top.
It feels glow. It feels really, really glow.
Right.
Like, and that was their thing, right? It's like very, very over the top, like 80s
and like
WWE
you can easily
style
get what
stuff.
they are about, yeah.
However, I will say, I was telling you, like, Angels and Romero feel more polished than LFG NIL guys, and that makes sense because I looked it up, she's been wrestling for 5 years, right? So she's not just, hey, you can run really fast in track and field, so come, we'll make you a wrestler. She is a wrestler. And I honestly feel like I can tell. Maybe it's just my bias, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I feel like Moreno, I don't know if Moreno's an indie guy. I feel like he is. And Angels is, right? So
I don't know.
They seemed more polished to me anyways. But good competitive match. The crowd's really into her. I'm just kind of not. You know how NXT does that, though? They kind of latch onto the cartoon characters a little bit.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. So Zarya shows up after the match, spears both of them, separate F5s to each of them. She's obviously the next North American contender. And if it's me, I've said it before, I'd give her the win, let her have a big heel run. Build up a cool baby face for her to face. Maybe it's Izzy Rain or Lizzie Rain. I don't know. And then Paxley can move on to main title stuff if she wants. Keanu Carver, Tate Wilder. I think match was made last week because Tate Wilder wanted a match, and like Carver does the thing where he's sort of lingering in the background of people's stuff. So then he gets this shot. So Wilder is the resident risk taker, right? The story here was that he went for too much, didn't go for pinfalls when he should have. Went up top.
Tag out, right? In the tag match?
That was the tag match, yeah. So he went up top one more time than he should have. Carver basically pounced and like some sort of slam spinebuster thing that I think
I thought
is
it looked
new.
lame.
I didn't love it either.
They
also bill him at 290 pounds, which I don't think is right.
There's no way.
Like, and it's like he's probably 260, which is still super impressive.
But like, why lie?
Because 300 is like Jasper Troy, right? And he's not as tall nor as wide.
Yeah, as Jasper.
But
Troy.
anyways, Okay match. I thought Wilder looked a lot better last week. I thought he looked winded near the end of this, and it was a 5-minute match. So I don't know if that's the best thing. But it was about getting Carver another win. He's got big momentum going, right? So keep it going. Cam Hendricks is interviewed, bragging about beating 2 champions in his first match. He wants a shot at Tony D in the title. Mason Rooks interrupts to remind Hendricks that he simply just stole the fall of the match off of Rooks' offense. Things obviously escalate. I think it was clothesline from Rooks, and then he picks him up and that where he runs them into the middle turnbuckle, almost like a Death Valley driver, but into the middle turnbuckle. Hendricks, I don't like this guy, man. He's trying really, really hard to be like the cocky heel, kind of like Mello.
I've seen him, yeah.
But Mello, it's so freaking natural, and you just believe it. And this guy, it's like this guy is pretending to be this guy. And again, this is developmental. He's got lots of time to learn.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm not impressed. And it's like a guy, like, you've been assigned cocky heel. And he's like, okay, I'll go out and do cocky heel, right? Doesn't feel like it's him.
Yeah.
He's playing a role. But again, he's new. Main event, Lennox and Sugars of Dark State taking on Vanity Project. In an earlier segment,
For the tag titles.
their China, who I couldn't remember her name, Lockwood, Micah Lockwood, assured Vanity Project she can handle the other Dark State members if they get involved. Dark State dominates a lot of this match. It was about 12 minutes, as expected. Miscommunication. Sugars accidentally knocks Lennox off the apron, and then Sugars gets rolled up to take the loss. And then Griffin and James kind of look like, oh, whose side are they on? They attack Sugars. Lennox joins in. They shield bomb Sugars through the announce table. Actually, it looked impressive because Vic has like a big jar of candy, and it's like this vibrant colored candy. It's kind of cool, actually. Is everywhere. Sugars is my favorite of the Dark State guys, so I'm hoping that like once this Dark State stuff's done, they have something for him. But he's got to get through this first, and I'm not confident how much I care. It has been the most interesting thing Dark State's done, but as you would say, that's a low bar.
That is.
So I think Sugars is pretty cool though, and I don't know how Dark State of Lennox and Cutler and Griffin is. Maybe they were like, you guys are the next Shield, so we'll get rid of one of you,
right,
and keep 3. And you kept Cutler James as one of them. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you should be grateful they kept Cutler James in there, because if Cutler James,
he should be grateful he wasn't released, because they just released 25 people.
If you cut Cutler James out of the group, then he's the one who has to be solo, and then you have to watch Cutler James be Cutler James by himself.
And Sugars has potential. He's another guy that he's not. He's a wrestler. He's been wrestling for a long time.
He's an indie guy, yeah.
So NXT was okay. The pace has slowed down a little bit because it was a bit frantic for me for a couple weeks there. So it's starting to feel a bit more normal. I honestly really enjoyed Tristan Angels and Moreno. So it's cool to see like there's some young people that are new that I want to see. So they delivered for me. But that is about it. We are recording this before SmackDown, so I guess you don't have any SmackDown notes.
I mean, would I anyways?
Anything else from the world of wrestling? We already talked about Vanilla Baby. I don't think we watched anything else from that show.
I didn't, at least.
So I think that's going to wrap up 305. Thanks for checking us out. We'll be back next week, as we always are. Tell somebody about us, promote us for us, because we don't do it. Let's get some more listeners and viewers. We appreciate you hanging out with us as we talk about wrestling. See you next Saturday. Until then, everybody, take care.